Good morning, everybody. How's it going? I want to try something real quick while we're all here. Don't panic yet, okay? What happened? Well, what's going on is I'm losing my mind here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's not coming through real good. That's not good, is it? I guess not. But we'll find out later. That was worth a shot while I was screwing around doing nothing. Anyhow, everybody, Friday, end of the month. Tomorrow's, today's payday because tomorrow's a Saturday and only half the people in the United States work on Saturday. The poor people, the ones that have to buy food for themselves and everything like that. They're the ones that are working tomorrow rather. Here's a really screwed up thing. RFK's cooking show. I can't, I just, there's no way I can deal with that one, folks. It isn't there, You like Christmas music? I'm not really sure about this. But we're going to do something about this. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing with Christmas music playing now either. Bien. Entonces, ¿te la mandaron de la enfermera o la mandaron de allá de la cosa de Okay, maybe you can hear this, maybe you can't, but I can, and that's all that counts. So we'll go from there. Anyhow, RFK's cooking show, that should be a joke. Probably dehydrated spaghetti or something like that. You know what I mean? This guy has his health foods are bad for you. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like that. All right. 50,000 migrants from Morocco to Spain in one day. That's a hell of a lot of people. And then another article I read was where the army was deployed to this area, and they just sort of overran the army. I don't know what it's all about. I thought it was for fires and stuff like that. I don't know. They're just people want to get out of Morocco for some reason. I thought that was a pretty nice country all of a sudden. I guess it's wrong. Well, we're going to have to take the music down because I can't hear myself think. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. Here we go. Now I can hear myself think and speak. Sorry, I'm trying some experiments and you guys are my test subjects. So, anyhow, so the 50,000 migrants from, I don't understand that. I thought there was a, I thought it was a good country. I don't know enough about it to find out what's up. I have to do some research on it, and maybe I'll say something about it next week. Maybe I won't. You know me. Russia, this is now targeting civilians that are at gas stations. Now, first of all, apparently they don't have an early warning system for drones in the Ukraine, an effective one anyhow. But if they're going to do that, I think I'd go into Russia and just target the gas stations. If there's civilians there, that's too bad. But I would go for the gasoline storage areas. I guess they would have them the same as like the United States, those tank farms. That's what I would go after. Turn the skies black. But I don't know whether they can or not. So, FIFA's in the news again. People are boycotting the World Cup thing. There's 55 nations in the European Association that are are going to boycott the World Cups, including the defending champion Spain. And the president is of the FIFA, Trump's little buddy's in a lot of trouble. So couldn't happen to a nicer guy. That's just life, The ICE, there's a witness for against. I don't know for or against ICE. They don't say because I didn't get a chance to read the article before it was time to come on the air. But he's going to testify now. He was in the van with one of the people that got shot. So he's coming out and he's going to speak now. And I don't know whether he's under oath when he does this, but that should be an interesting story. Especially if he goes against ICE. Donald will probably say he was influenced by the Russians. And now he's speaking of the opposite of ICE is heat, and the West Coast is in for a brutal few days. They've already recorded a temperature of 128 in Death Valley. I didn't know that. I thought it was higher. The record was. It was like when I was in Death Valley, they were letting cars in, but it was like 100 degrees. And they were getting ready to ban automobiles from Death Valley. It was hot. You don't put your arm on the windowsill, and you don't run your air conditioners. That's how cars overheat. They run their air conditioners, and the temperature is so hot it's boiling the coolant. You don't have enough coolant in the engine. You need coolant in the engine whether you. Back then we needed we had antifreeze in the car because you needed antifreeze to help keep the engine cool in those kind of temperatures. And trust me, you did not put your arm on the windowsill of the car unless you wanted scar tissue. But there's still more of that going on, heat-wise. I heard Trump speak at his cabinet meeting this morning, And there's so much bullshit there that I just, I don't understand how he expects everybody, the people at the table know. And the reason they did it, I understand the reason they did it at Camp David is it's more spread out and the smell isn't quite as bad. His filthy little ass, his breath, everything stinks on that man. He's an old man. I'm an old man too, but I've heard of deodorant, ass wipes, mouthwash. I do whatever I can to appease the people around me. Or I don't go near people when I smell like shit. I wash my clothes too. His are probably dry cleaned, I guess, by professionals. Then they have to be inspected for wires and everything else. And then I guess his suits, public suits, are probably bulletproof. I think. That clothing manufacturer you read about, he makes bulletproof clothing. Yeah, that's good. But, Trump is about inconveniencing people. He doesn't want, but he did Camp David because the reporters can't question him out there. They can't ask questions or something to people leaving the meeting because they're just not allowed into Camp David. And then Trump can go do whatever the hell he wants to do after that. Because Camp David is basically a relaxation point, not a. It's a secure facility, but it's a secure facility for him to relax on. There's a golf course and everything that, pretty soon I think he's going to have trouble playing miniature golf. Can't read the greens properly. He doesn't care anyhow. He cheats. He's president of the United States. He can cheat, lie, do everything. He's got immunity. He can do it whatever he wants. You can't touch him. Not for certain the treatment you catch him for, And one of these days, somebody's going to reach out and touch him good, And it's going to be the end of Donald and his little band of marionettes, It was... he told me that he always wanted, when I started reading and studying him back when he was, I guess, the Apprentice show, he was considered, a genius. And he still goes around and says he's a construction genius. He's not. He doesn't construct or design anything. He tells people what he wants. They draw pictures. He picks one, and that's it. He takes credit for it. Yeah, but they'll get contracts, so, they get paid. So that's, their thanks. They don't need their name on the building. I wouldn't want my name on a building associated with Donald Trump. But we'll have to see how he handles that. Life is not going to be easy for this man next couple of years. He's got a good possibility he's going to pull something that's going to cause civil unrest to the degree that he's liable to get forcibly removed from office. And I want to see that. I want to see him dragged out of the Oval Office in chains. Don't want him dead. I want him dragged out. Seriously. By his feet. His head bouncing down the stairs on the way out. That'd be good. He'd probably damage his stairs with that empty-headed rock he has on his shoulders there. It's, he's going to be remembered, but he's not going to be remembered in a positive way. That's the problem, Reagan's remembered in a positive way, and actually he's the one that destroyed Social Security by borrowing the money from it the first time around. But according to the Republicans, everything else he did was great. I don't know. I didn't understand politics that well back then. I wasn't studying it or anything, and I don't want to go back and study it again, because it's not a pleasant subject for an American to study, that's not involved in it personally. That doesn't have a stake in it, and we all have a stake, so they say, but I doubt that. Anyhow, listen up. I'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully there'll be something nice we can talk about. I got to find out there must be a website I can look at that's got good news, I could always, it's too bad I can't get naked news on this webcast. That would be cool. Put a monitor over here with the naked news. I wonder if I could get away with that. Nah, they'd bust it. They'd call it porn and close me down. All right, that's it. Take care. Have a great day. See if you can subscribe. I need some subscribers, so I may go back to doing some regular videos because of my argument with them about payment for the premium. And if you haven't heard, it's because they won't accept my credit cards because they're in the United States and I'm not. You know, it's just the way it is. My U.S. credit cards aren't accepted because I just, I don't know. I just, it just drives me insane. All right. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.